let's do a quick sound check. Check.
1, 2.
Check that right now. Plosives. Plosives are impolite. Plosives are impolite. We look delicious. Like licorice.
And we're back.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome back to The Fashion.
And
Half
half a moustache.
A Moustache. Welcome to the series finale.
Season 1, episode 10.
10.
Holy, Lockie, what a journey it's
We've
been.
run out of numbers. We've used 1.
Yeah.
We got 2 out of the way. All the way through 3. 4, 5, 6. They actually went by pretty quick.
Yes.
And here we are at the big X.
Yeah.
Because we've already used 1.
Absolutely. And let me just say, really looking forward to season 2. I feel like it's going to be an absolute hoot.
This is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Who knows what we could bring on a guest.
Yeah.
Or 2. Probably just 1 though, because
sky's the limit, really. Like,
can't get like overstimulated.
Yeah. But,
Can't
who
have too
knows
many
with
opinions.
us, Lockie?
This is pretty explosive as it is.
Yeah. There's just
You getting eaten by bugs?
No, I'm actually okay here.
I don't know if I can hear crickets.
I can definitely hear crickets. Yeah. It's getting to that time of the night, I think.
Maybe season 2 will hook up a studio.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Everything's possible.
Or we could do like extreme podcasting. We could do like extreme podding.
We're going to do one in a
sit on
taxi
top
or
of
something.
a cliff or something and
Well, we could do one in a car.
We could do that.
We could. That was a cool little idea.
We could do like a shopping mall pod. Anyway,
I don't know
think
if I
about
could
it.
focus or
Anywho.
concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're cracking open the blacked out, deleted files, the deleted scenes, pulling back the curtain on. We're going back to dating because we've got a few more stories we got to share.
Dating never gets old.
It doesn't. It's all around us.
Especially when you've got a couple of years up your sleeve like I do.
I just like the stories. There is one thing that I will always say, and I'll always say this, is did you at least get a good story out of it? That's always
Yes.
front of mind, front and center.
Absolutely.
Can I have a giggle about this later? And the answer should
Yeah.
always be a yes, please. And also, thank you.
We have barely scratched the surface with my dating stories, let me just add. Like, barely.
Well, you have a vacant audience. I mean,
Vacant audience.
I'm here and I want to hear them out because I haven't even heard all these. You've just told me
like I said, we've only scratched the surface here. But today we're going to be a little bit more precise. We're going to lock it into specifically the dating apps.
The dating apps.
I mean, there's so many these days. There's Tinder, Bumble,
What's the
Hinge.
first one you used?
Tinder.
All right, so you did use Tinder. And do you still have that account?
I've used Tinder. I've used Bumble. And Hinge, but I only used Hinge for like a week and then I got over it. I was like, I don't even know what's happening here.
What was the thing with Hinge? Was it like you have to message first or something?
I don't really remember. I just remember people saying like Hinge is way better because you're meeting a lot more like-minded people. You really nut it out as to like what exactly they're after because you have to put a lot more in your profile. Apparently,
wasn't there marketing as well? The app that is made to be deleted.
Yes. I think that was that one.
I think the zeitgeist at the moment is if we keep them on the dating platform, all these guys keep on buying super likes or something. And it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I miss having back in the good old days.
Yeah.
You had Tinder, and you got a free super like. Was it once a day or a week?
I have no idea, but
But girls never use super likes because that's creepy.
Never. No, that's a guy thing.
But as a guy, you can get to the top of the list and say, hey,
with a super like.
this thing I only get once, maybe it's once a week. I only get one of these a week, and I've chosen you. I've given it to you. Chosen you, love.
Yeah.
It's all I've got to give you. A free blue star.
Yeah.
But it felt good, and like you would actually.
I don't think I ever went for a guy who super liked, because if you super like, then you just seem like crazy desperate.
Or crazy in love.
Yeah, or that. Even though you don't even know them.
I think it was once a day. I think that's why. Like, I mean, if you had if you had a super like that you only got once a year.
Yeah.
And you gave it to someone, that's too much. Once a month, also that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
A week, probably still creepy. But I think it was once a day.
I don't remember.
So you'd be flicking along.
Yeah. And I have to say, it's been like 2 years, I think, since I've been on a dating app.
Didn't they kick you off one, Mel?
That would be Tinder.
Didn't you get banned?
That would be Tinder.
Let's
I haven't told
open.
you that story though.
I haven't. I told you to save it for the pod, and then we raced downstairs.
So it's a bit of a taboo subject because I got kicked off. I got banned from Tinder because I deleted my account too many times.
Oh, they knew you.
So they were like,
"Oh, we don't want you coming back here."
Yeah, what is she doing? So instead of just like deleting the app, I would delete my account. Which
delete everything.
Which was final. It was like, I don't want to, use this app anymore, like at all.
But you did that like multiple times.
I did it multiple times. So I think to this day, I'm still banned. Like, I think it's a ban for life. So, yeah. So I never used it. So Tinder's probably been a good 10 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you got.
I mean, I don't know when it came out, but it feels like a long time since I've been on that one. Bumble was a bit that
That was also early on, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Bumble
that would have been
the
later one that I used, and then Hinge was the last one that I used, and I didn't like it. I prefer Bumble.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I got started on Plenty of Fish and OkCupid.
Ah.
Yeah, so Plenty of Fish.
I remember those, but I never used them.
There weren't a lot of people on there.
Yeah, okay.
It's like there were people on there.
Yeah.
But the way the filtering worked, it kind of felt like a 2005 website.
Yeah.
Where everything was really, got some interesting dates off of there. It's a little bit a relic of its past, and then after a certain point, I found out that someone had gotten killed and that's why Plenty of Fish kind of fell to the wayside.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was like this Queensland thing, something to do with a balcony. I can't remember the details. But,
oh my god!
It was pretty bad. So,
right.
the people that was like on Plenty of Fish, no one's talked about that.
Yeah.
And even like because you were just using the app, it was ticking a box.
Yeah.
And then OkCupid, they kind of copied Tinder with like a swipe like thing, but it was like heart or cross and didn't really swipe. It's just tick or cross. So they kind of like did a soft reboot of the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, classic thing to do back in those days. Oh, well, it's interesting. On Plenty of Fish, you would only like reach out to people that you wanted to reach out to.
Yeah.
But then when they brought in like this whole swiping mechanic of Tinder, I don't know, like, well, let's imagine. Okay, so you're sitting down, or you're at work, and you've got the afternoon off or something.
Yeah. And
you're like, maybe today's the day. I'm going to meet someone on Tinder, and you'd sit there and you'd go, oh, look at this profile. What a beautiful woman. Oh my goodness. Oh, she has hobbies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She's got photos of her out and this, that, the other. This is great. Yes, you know what? After thinking about this, I'm going to swipe right. And you'd swipe right, and they'd never swipe right back. And you've just wasted all that time considering that person.
Yeah.
So a very quick inconsiderate thing you do.
Yes.
Is just speed run that thing. You'd just be swiping right as quickly as you could. You only had a certain amount of swipes per day.
Oh, okay, so there is a limit.
So you go like, and then it'd say like, that's all the swipes you have for today unless you want to pay money. I'm like, no, I like knowing that it's done.
Or did you run out of people in your area? Because that's also a thing.
Yeah, but only when I was like a 2 kilometer radius.
Oh.
You went to like 5 and you were... Or no, I'm pretty sure you'd reach the end of 5, then you go 10.
I remember I did 5 once because I just couldn't be bothered like dating anybody outside of that.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, nice and close would be good.
Need that walking around money. But that was the thing, because you'd go through that and like you could be considerate to every single like profile, but it's just a numbers game. Because I think as well at the time. And it wasn't even me who did it. I think I was swiping like every so often and I wasn't reading the full profile or something.
Yeah.
But this guy grabbed my phone. He's like, that's not how you do it, mate. That's right. It was at a party or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, who you got on Tinder? I'm like, oh, I got a few things going. And he's like, well, swipe through a few. Yeah. He's like, that's not how you do it. And then he had this technique where he had like, he splayed his fingers out. And he kind of like hit one, swiped across. And by the time that one hit, his other finger was down, and he could do like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4.
Wow!
And
he was a pro.
He was a pro.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm just kind of like, and I'm like, why? But why do you do it that way? Don't you want to like? What if you get some creepos? He's like, doesn't matter, man. If they come back and like you, you can just unlike them. Because I think it's always been this way for any dating app that's been around for more than 2 weeks. Is that you've got like 99 men for every 1 woman.
Yeah, okay.
And if you're a girl, and I've seen girls use Tinder.
No, I would have thought the ratio would be the other way around.
You're joking. Are you serious?
Surely. There's more women on that thing than men.
No. Or,
really?
Okay. Maybe the numbers
I feel like we need to do some research on the stats. I feel like there's way more single ladies out there than there are men.
But have you ever like swapped your gender to see who you're up against?
No.
That was a cool thing to do as well.
Really?
Check out the profiles, and like even back then, I just got like the feeling that there's a lot of guys with pictures holding up fish. Like there was a lot. Like, you know, I would fish if I had to. Yeah. Plenty of.
Plenty of fish.
But even back then, I was just kind of like, wow, a lot of guys have the Oakleys, the wraparound Oakleys.
Good Lord.
The fishing shot and the one sitting on the bonnet of the car.
That would have been a hard left for me.
Well,
hard left.
Imagine if you're the kind of girl that likes it. She would have the pick of the litter, you know? She'd just be like, oh my God, there's too much choice. But,
too many fish.
But again, I don't know. Do people go out there to date someone that's really good at photography? Because sometimes I speak to some people. It
can be kind of sexy.
Yeah, but they're all gone. All the profiles are gone.
Yeah.
I had a client once, and she was getting scammed out of so much money.
Okay.
It was one of those websites where it's like, speak to singles in your area. But it was like the woman version of that, like, you know, dashing men in your vicinity. Globetrotters of another caliber. These are the men you've been waiting for your whole life.
Yeah. And
I immediately... because I'm very attuned to an internet scam. And I was looking at the message. I'm like, do you mind if I have... I wasn't 100% sure that she was being scammed at that point. But I'm like, do you mind if I have a look at your phone? She's like, yeah, sure. It's just, I hope you can help me. Because she called me out there. It was an IT job to get her like to be spending less money on this. Because she was spending like $4,000 a month.
Wow.
A lot of money.
What?
A lot of cash.
Are you kidding me?
Retired lady... has she lived at, I can't even remember her name, not that I was, whatever, she lived divorced, separated, lived in the same house as her ex-husband, small place, not a big place. And she's like, well, you know, I just wanted to kind of meet someone, and this guy, he's this journalist, and this is just around when that whole Middle Eastern stuff was starting to kick off, you know, the one most recently. The conflict with that one place and other place. Yeah, that one.
Right.
And she's like, oh, well, he can only talk to me on a secure platform. I'm like, yeah, a dating site's not a secure platform. That's insane.
Yeah.
She's like, no. And I'm just kind of like, let me read some of these messages. And they were all so generic, like, oh, my love, my stars.
Oh, God.
I cannot wait to speak with you tonight. And he would be sending voice messages,
Yeah.
and it would cost money. So the whole scam is, it's funny money. So they get you to buy tokens. And then if you're spending like tokens, so like $100 would be like 1,000 tokens.
Right.
And then it like demeans the amount that you value the tokens.
Yeah.
So you'd spend more of them, but it's just more and more money. And then everything would cost tokens. Opening a message, cost tokens. Translating the message, cost tokens. Getting a voice message costs
so they're not
4
even
times
the
as
same
much.
language.
No. And but that didn't matter. It was love that was pure and true and good.
Oh my God.
And I'd be just kind of like, now you've got to understand, and this is a delicate subject, lady, whoever I was talking to. I'm like, these messages could reasonably be said to a lot of people.
Yes.
Because they don't have your name in there. They don't have anything specific about what you've talked about. These are all very generic.
Yes.
There's not much going on here. And she's like, oh, well, he's just, I'm like, if he loves you, why don't you just ask him to email instead? Yeah. And she's like, oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. So I went away. I came back because she called me back because she's like, they're still charging me this. Because she was on like the premiere thing. They didn't want to let her go. So like he ramped up his communications.
Oh my God.
And I wrote it all down. I'm like, now do you understand? He might start messaging you more if you're threatening to leave the platform that's making money. And she's like, but isn't he paying all this money to him? I'm like, no. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
Like, why would he spend more money to send a voice message if, and why can't he, like, WhatsApp? That's got like end-to-end encryption on it. This website barely has, a HTTPS security certificate.
No idea what that is, but
yeah, it's getting a bit technical.
Totally.
But it was just a website.
Yeah.
There's nothing, you know. And even like your banking stuff's connected to it. Like that's not secure at all.
No.
It's not private. That's everyone's got your real name, Anyway, so eventually she's like, oh, I asked him to move off this platform. I really wanted to talk to him somewhere else, and you said that if he followed me, then I'd know it'd be true. And he said no. So I'm done with him now. I'm done with him. Just block him, delete the thing. I'm like, yes, I've saved one.
Good on ya. Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, now, as far as dating goes, I can get you hooked up with all the other things. So I signed her up for a Tinder, signed her up for a Bumble, signed her up for
Plenty of Fish and OkCupid.
Or probably Hinge or something like that.
Oh,
Whatever
okay.
this is quite late in the game.
Oh.
Probably only about early last year.
Yeah.
And I got her on there, and she was looking at the profiles. I'm like, and look, and you swipe. So if you like this guy, you swipe right. If you don't like this guy, you swipe left. She's like, oh, well, swipe left on him. I'm like, okay. Because these are all like dudes within 60 to 80 zone.
Okay.
There are some pikey looking old dudes.
God.
And they look like dudes who are dudes.
Yeah.
They've never had to do photography. Smartphones only happened in
At
like
least
the last.
they're trying.
Yeah, but she doesn't want trying. She's like, these men are all hideous. And I'm like, these are real men.
Well, I'd love to know if she was a walk in the park.
She was all right.
Oh,
like
okay. Good, fair enough.
She had nice photos because her family took because girls take nice photos of themselves.
Yeah, I suppose.
Whereas some guys, like some profiles of some dudes, the only good photo they have is one they were in the background of that a friend took of them a few years ago.
So what did she want? Some young stud muffin?
No, she just wanted a stud muffin.
Oh.
So she was like, can you give, because I scrambled her account, so I changed the passwords and changed the recovery options so she couldn't get back in.
Right.
She's like, oh, look, I'm going to make a new account and just like find him again and talk to him, because she would prefer a fake dude that was able to take good photos.
Oh my god.
Because she was swiping through, and like I put the radius on like 10 miles or I think 15 kilometers or something like that. And she hated every single one. She's like, ugly, awful. He looks like my ex-husband currently. Going through, and she was just so quick to write off the entire thing. Yeah. And I'm like, well, like it or not, these men aren't just going to be stealing money off of you hand over fist. And also, it's probably not the picture that you're looking at. Hello.
Wow.
So that was.
She was more than willing to spend $4,000 a month.
Oh well, she said she'd cut back. I tried to get in touch with her kids to try and say she's lost it. You're going to lose all your money, and some dude overseas is going to be laughing. But I couldn't get in touch with any of her people.
Yeah. Okay.
So lost one. But
Damn it.
It's just I just think that's so funny how
It's
and
sad.
I think, but you got to think. Do you
That is sad.
want to be dating a guy who's really photogenic, taking lots of photos, and pretty much? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm getting at here?
I know what you mean.
Because then all of a sudden, you go, let's go take some photos, and now he's spending the same amount of time that he's taking photos, and also, a guy that knows how to market himself on a dating app really well. What are the repercussions of that?
Well,
He'll have a social media that's maybe attractive to a wide audience.
Exactly.
Do you want to deal with that?
That's right.
You gotta look for that diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Who's like, I could take a good photo of this guy.
You want to be attracted to the person. I'll give her that.
But it's
you
a
want
profile.
to be attracted, but it's like.
But it's a profile.
You don't need a GQ model.
He looked very GQ, the guy that she was, and there's this one other dude as well.
God.
He was also very GQ.
Yeah.
She had a type.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things. If you want a guy that's really good at social media, are you going to have to be checking in on his social media all the time to look at all the messages that girls are going to be sending? Because people who take good photos, if it looks like a good profile, you attract attention digitally.
Yes, but
you got to dangle it there too. You keep hitting that.
Oh. Sorry.
Just think of all the editing.
I'm just so expressive. I'm
You
just gonna
are.
sit with my hands like this.
Oh, you poor thing.
But yeah, I don't know. I personally find that really sad, and I feel sorry for her because I just feel
for
like
her, you feel sad.
But I feel like there's a lot of people out there that would happen to.
Really popular scam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really popular.
And like you do hear about it, and like all these people pouring their money into it, and then they end up with nothing.
Yeah.
It's insane to me to think that people are that lonely. They pay for,
Well, even when I was back, this was really. I think I saw a documentary, probably around about when I was 18, maybe 19, about the Russian mail order bride thing.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh hell yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Love Russia, love the cold.
Yeah.
Move over there in an instant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not really what they cater to. They cater to bringing someone to you.
Yes.
So I was kind of walking a line. But a friend of mine and I, we kind of got into it. And I've always been a little bit tech savvy. I've always had an eye for a scam.
Okay.
And there were these sites where it was free. Because, I'm not paying for, I spent $1 back then.
Yeah.
Skid things are when you're 18. You don't
Yeah.
quite have a job figured out yet. Still start. I was working at a pizza shop, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Those dollars count, and I'm like, I'll do some Russian dating. I'm not paying for a penny of it though.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine did it, and he was like maybe 5 years older.
Okay.
And I made a pact with him. I'm like, dude, we're not spending $1, dude, because the things that we had heard of, or this in this actual documentary itself, these guys spent all this money. They flew over to Russia. And they had to pay for these introductions.
Yeah.
So they'd go and they'd be drinking champagne and stuff, and you'd talk to like 10 women, and they'd bus you over to the next oblast or little town that they take you to.
Yeah.
And you'd have an introduction with a few more of them. They all look like these super classy ladies and whatever. But like they had to pay for a translator to translate between them. They had to pay for, and I'm like, Google Translate was out at that time. I'm like,
yes.
Who needs to pay for translations anymore?
Yeah.
This is free. This is the time of the internet. The time is now.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of scams. And this dude was this ex pal of mine. He moved to Wollongong. No, Woola Woola. What's that one on the border?
Wagga Wagga.
Yeah, probably that one.
I don't know. I just made that up. Is that an actual place?
Yes, it is. Good guess.
Yeah.
You'd make up something. It would be a real place over here.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was just absolutely smitten by this lady.
Yeah.
And then I showed him in front of his face because I was talking. We didn't live too close to each other. But I finally got like in front of him. I'm like, "What's her email address?" Because he was like emailing, and you wouldn't think that would be too bad, but the way in that she wrote, I'm like, it's too vague. It's too, it had a lot of passion, but too much passion for what was being. Anyway, maybe it was all hindsight, but anyway, I had a hard line of I don't spend any money. Because that's what a scam is. They take it from your money.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of time, these scammers who would send you these beautiful messages that really sell you on this idea of a better life, and even though they want to come here, but
yeah, you'll have a better life because I'm in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And so they had all this going for them, and that they were kind of like presenting themselves a certain way. And then I think one time to one of them, they said that, oh, my family member's really ill. Could you send some money? And that made me suspicious.
Red flag.
So from a different email address, I wrote an introduction. And sure enough, the very first message that person had sent me was the first message to this one. So I was used to that.
Right.
I'm like, buddy, just give me your email address and I'll prove to you it's a scam.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. I'm like,
oh,
but it's not a she.
God.
It's probably a dude.
It's probably a guy.
And I sent, like, with my email address, I sent her an email and it came back with the one. And he's like, oh, man, I should have listened to you. Just move the cable to the side. Flip it over. There you go.
Wait. Oh! Okay, let me just fix this for a second.
Some performance issues there, Mel. You're going the wrong way.
The wrong way. Sorry. So much for you not having to edit this.
I have to edit this now.
Sorry.
It just flopped right off there, didn't it?
It did. Yeah. Anyway, no one likes a floppy mic.
Yeah. No. Or a floppy sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, but out of it I actually did meet some people
right.
that I'm still kind of in contact today. One of them went off to be a nuclear scientist.
Oh,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Especially when like Chernobyl came out a couple of years ago. It's a good series. Check it out. But yeah, it was, I can't remember what I started down this trail. It kind of distracted the hell out of me there.
But interesting story. So scams. Yes, there would be a lot of scams.
Well, dating sites,
yes.
It's all, there are a lot of scams, and there's
a lot of catfishing too. I've been catfished, not completely catfished, but definitely, yeah.
Just like an old photo or something?
Yes, but the date was horrendous because I still went on the date.
Nice.
And then, because he picked me up, I
got in
the car and I was like, what is going on here? And he knew, he could tell, because I'm one of those people, I can't hide my emotions. So if I'm not impressed, it'll be written all over my face. And so, I didn't say anything, but he knew, because he spent the whole day trying to justify why he didn't look like his photos.
Sounds like a really attractive move.
Yeah, so that was the end of that, though. I kind of just finished the date. He dropped me home, and that was that. Never saw him again. But, it was more of a justification of, I worked so hard, and, and I love my job. If, I meet a woman, she can, just take my credit card and, buy whatever. And I was like,
did he shout you for the date?
Yeah.
What's something?
He was nice. But the fact that he had to, felt like he had to justify himself.
Reeked of insecurity.
Just like, oh boy, what is this? What have I gotten myself into?
What is this foolishness?
Yeah. And that, I think I met him from Bumble. Yeah. So, but, there've been some failures, some successes. But
well, how do you measure success?
If it goes past like a couple of dates. I think that's successful.
That's a fair shake, you reckon?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I reckon.
Okay.
I mean, I know people.
You know people?
I know people who have gotten married. You know, it's gone that far to get married. You know, so
Yeah, I got a wedding coming up this
obviously
year.
works. Yeah.
Best man for this wedding that's coming up.
Yeah. Cute.
He worked quick though. Yeah, you got to move quick.
Yeah. Okay.
And the whole thing was, she was like seeing 5 guys that week, just for dates.
Yeah.
And you know, I was talking to the guy at night.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Oh man, I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out." Because he skipped the whole online dating thing because he had a girlfriend through school and years after.
Yes.
And then that all broke up, and he was like, I don't know, you know, some people just aren't really good alone. It's one of those things. He knew what he wanted, and he found this person, and I'm like, well, you gotta lock it down, man. You gotta make plans that are like difficult to say you're not coming anymore. Yeah. And it worked, which was good. But he moved quick. That'll resolve pretty quick. Yeah, but she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep seeing guys until, I meet one," and because he was like kind of pushed it. Yeah. I think I'm probably missing a lot of details of that story. But the thing is, it worked well, and they're absolutely perfect for each other. So
meant to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to help someone out with. All right, this is how online dating works. Take it from me. Yeah. You sound like a crazy person explaining it.
Look, I feel like it all starts with the opening line.
The opening line, very important. So
I feel if you don't have a good opening line, it's just not going to go anywhere. Or if you try too hard, it's a bit of a turn off.
And how do you, what kind of opening lines do you use? What variety of?
So I've got a standard line. Like
standard line.
Even, it doesn't matter how attractive the guy is or whatever, how cool he is.
Right. Whatever.
Everybody gets the standard opening line.
Which is?
Hey, with a smiley face.
No. Yeah. Are you kidding?
Hey, with a smiley face. There is nothing else I need to say in that opening line.
Why not?
Because it's a open shut case. So you either, if the guys are interested, he'll come back with something witty. And I always love seeing like that, how witty can you be?
So you like a little joke.
I like a little a little bit of cheek, a little bit of something. A
little bit of sarcasm. A little
bit of,
really? Okay.
But if I get like a, hey Mel, smiley face or whatever, then they're playing the game. You're like, okay, you're playing the game.
What game? the hay game? Hay's for horses, Mel. Good Lord.
No, as in like the game is in like, I don't want to come across like, too keen game.
So hey with a smiley, like,
if they're just like reciprocating what you say, basically.
That kills it. That's
exactly. Because then I see that and I'm like, I'm bored already. I'm bored.
You are the antithesis of my.
On to the next.
There is nothing I hate more than.
I want wit.
You want wit. Getting litty for some witty.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I hate that so much. I hate that so deeply. It is like it's like that classic thing where it's just kind of like, oh, give me flowers, but don't hold the door for me. Unless I want you to hold the door for me, then you better hold it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm in a mood right now. It's like, entertain me. That is the same level as people who go, I don't like boring people.
Yeah.
That's just
Look, I feel
Entertaining.
like that's probably why dating apps have never really worked out for me because I don't really take it that seriously. For me, if I meet someone out and about and like in real life,
Oh, I much prefer that.
you know,
Give me some
and
collateral.
it really has to be bang on in a dating app for me to want to see that person.
A lot of people be ghosting out there these days.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. But what's your opening line? I mean, with Bumble, you know, the woman has to say something first.
Yeah, but
So
normally they'll just say, hey.
that's why I
And
hated
smile.
it because
But
it's
you
like...
do that anyway. You're still saying, hey, with a smiley face. Entertain me.
Yeah.
It's your turn now.
It was like, hey.
It's your chance.
You kind of just say it because you have, like, you know, if you want to talk, you've got to say it.
Yeah, I've had girls that like just to send a full stop. And I'm like,
Are you serious?
And then, yeah, they're skipping the whole point of the app.
Well, that's rude.
And then I can't remember if they impose like you actually have to type a word into it, but you'd put a dot and then you're the first one to talk again.
Crazy.
They like bypass the whole point of the app.
They could at least say hello.
Well, anyway, you just unmatch me and keep moving. I'm not interested in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Go.
I never thought.
I don't even want
that.
to send a message.
Yeah, wow.
Entertain first. You get the hey with a smiley face second.
At least I put a smiley face. It's some very like happy.
It's so insincere. It's like, hey, entertain me. Do it.
Yeah. They might get a name. There might be a name thrown in there.
Really? So
Hi, hey David, smiley face.
you don't have to type it. You just copy paste it from their profile. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a guy, you've got fleeting seconds to grab attention. So you know, if you actually get a match, you just like frantically search through their profile for something that you could do a witty joke about.
Yeah.
It's got to be related to their profile. I find that you can't just joke. You can't just put a joke because they'll be like, that's a joke. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But if you go, oh, that I don't know what the hell your left earring is doing in that like second photo there. Were you having a bad earring day or which is it's like negging, but it's not because it's inconsequential.
But that's
it's not
funny.
about them. It's something they can change in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You can make fun about something people can change in 2 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that though.
Like what's up with that? Would you have a good hair day that day? What's going on with that? You know?
Yeah.
That would be a little bit fun.
Or like if they have no friends.
I think you're gonna say no hair.
No friends. I'm okay with no hair. But
You're a girl. Yeah, cool.
But if they have no friends, like that's a bit of a red flag. I feel like you need to have photos where it's like, you know, yeah, make you in just the first one so that you know, okay, that's them.
Or how about the people
But
that
then, you know, you want to see photos with, you know, them being social, maybe on a trip somewhere.
I think that comes back to bite you though, because then you've got like the ones where they're only in group shots and you're like guessing which one is it?
No, I said the first one always has to be them on their own. So the first photo should always just be them.
Okay.
So you know what they look like.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Passport photos only. It's got to be, I want to know what you look like at your worst, like with awful lighting.
Yeah,
like if
right.
I pick up your wallet, how am I going to identify you? You know, if it's good enough for the police, it's good enough for me.
No sunglasses, no hat, no nothing.
4x3, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you ever been catfished?
I have, yes. Yeah.
But like, was it ever like a totally different person?
Not totally different. I think I was, I don't know, on paper it all worked out. Like, so she was like kind of nerdy or whatever. In fact, I realized I actually knew her from somewhere. So that's always good.
Yeah.
But I met up with her and her parents were cool. You know, I was on my motorbike back then. So I was kind of like the cool guy, a bit of the ragamuffin.
Oh yeah.
Spinning around the burbs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I met up with her and I'm just kind of like, oh, I remember you. And you don't look anything like your photos. Like, the thing is, guys have bad photos, but girls have angles,
filters,
and some of them
whatever
Photoshop.
else.
In fact,
Yes.
one profile I saw that I'll never forget. This girl, I think she just uses like MS Paint and like photoshopped herself in like a different landmark, saying, "Here I am at Paris. I had such a fun time."
Oh my
Hilarious.
God.
That was hilarious.
Wow.
That was great. I wish it worked out with her.
Did you meet up with her?
Yeah. And actually, I got like a phone during that date.
Why? Why would you meet up with someone like that?
That's hilarious.
But
Badly photoshopped pictures of them in places they've clearly never been.
oh my God.
That's funny as heck, yo. What the hell?
But was she trying to be funny or was she trying to be cool?
Trying to be funny.
Oh, okay.
It's MS Paint. It's all
Oh.
pixelated.
Well,
and...
that's okay if it's, you know, if she's trying to be funny. I thought she was like legit and I'm like, what a loser. Why would you go on a date with a loser?
Why? I don't even know how to Photoshop. You were such a jock. You're like the gym bro. Like the, what the hell? You weren't even in Paris. I can
You don't
tell.
even
I
go
can
here.
tell you.
You go here.
I can tell you've edited that image. It's not authentic. You remind me of this guy when I worked at this entertainment company.
Thanks.
You remind me of this guy. No, but this guy was. I don't know if he was the funniest man alive.
Yeah.
Or if he was just an absolute D1.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get it.
So they had like sports broadcasting.
Yeah.
So there was live and there was, and this is in the induction for like working at this place. Going on a bit of a tangent here. And he's, and they're just kind of like, oh, so what sports do we all watch? And comes up to him and he's like, oh, I only watch stuff that's live. And, you know, and everyone's just kind of like, well, what do you mean? And it's like, you don't watch TV at all? No, I watch TV, but I only watch stuff that's on the TV. You know, I've got to watch it live. I don't listen to the radio or anything like that. You know, and everyone's like, yeah, but what does that mean though?
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to watch it live. You know, I don't like the delay. The delay's too long, and like we just.
That is
The
hilarious.
delay for satellite transmission is about 6 seconds, and we're like, it's not live. He's like, nah, that's live. You know, I just couldn't tell if he was being serious or not. I can't tell if you're being serious or not. What a loser! What a loser! Nah, no good. Pretending to be someone you're not. No, thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is the difference.
No, not for me.
This is the difference between me and you, Lockie.
What a nerd. Let's bash them up after school. That's you.
I'm not that bad.
You're borderline.
I sound like a terrible person.
Oh, what a loser. I mean, seriously. You had that in your hip pocket. You're just waiting for some nerd to... Oh, you could tell. They didn't actually go there. What the hell?
But seriously, who does that?
I thought it was funny. Who does that?
Like, who... And on top of that, who has the time?
I've told you. And clearly it's worked because I've said I'm always going to remember this particular profile. Never going to forget it. Hilarious. And you go, oh, that's awful. What an awful person. What a waste of time. Who has time for that?
I wouldn't say that's catfishing though, if she is actually that person.
It's a bit of a tangent.
She's
but
just photoshopped herself in different locations.
Yeah, it was really funny. I'm like, that's clearly not...
Oh my god. That is hilarious. I'm crying again.
You're a little bit mean.
I actually can be.
You're a bit of a bully.
It's not a good trait of mine.
So, well, the next question is, what's on your profile?
Oh, well, I don't have, like, I haven't been on the dating apps for about 2 years.
Yeah, but what's
now.
your little wink? When you're on there, you're like, you know, some people put allergic to Mondays or something stupid or something.
No, I don't put anything lame on there.
No. Nothing lame or fake. Nothing that a loser would post.
I put cool stuff on
I put cool stuff. Only cool
only
stuff.
cool stuff.
Only cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I put like, adventurous.
You're like
I love
you got tears
adventure.
all over yourself.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm literally dead.
Running amok.
But yeah, like I don't know.
So adventurous, live, laugh, love.
I try not to be lame and put like, an essay on there. Nobody has the time to read that.
No, well, no one does until
know.
you match with them. Then you gotta go. Oh no.
I think I'm quite serious on there because I'm the type of person to just cut the shit. Like I'm just like, cut the shit. This is what I'm about. And if you deviate from that, then you're a loser.
You gotta run a hard line there. Putting the hard word on it.
So, it's usually like gym, no smoking, no drugs, like,
Oh yeah, that's classic. No smoking, no drug. You forget that you've got to
one
put
of
that
those
on
like
there.
straight shooters on there,
Yeah.
because I don't,
Well, what happens when people crack past you, hey, with the smiley face, that 1,000-watt smile you give them? What do you? What's next? Do you then go,
generally,
hey, that's
if they
funny?
impress me just with one line,
Yeah.
then it generally runs pretty smoothly after that.
But then what? Does it go to small talk or what?
No, and you start the 20 questions. Do you
Only
smoke?
only
Do
cool
you drink?
questions.
Do you do drugs?
Only cool questions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing for losers.
Well, no, initially you just want to find out if they're normal, yeah?
Yeah.
So initially you just want to cut the shit, what are you about? Are we compatible even just to meet up for coffee? Because I don't have time to waste, Generally it's like, are you the type of person that I would want to associate myself with? And if not, then let's just move right along.
So
because to me, it's like, I don't care. I honestly don't give a shit how good looking someone is these days. To me, it's like, are they normal? Like, honestly, that is like such a huge tick if the person can, number one, like string a proper sentence together. If they're witty, great. If they're, just... Oh. I'm gonna have to strap that down.
Cut your thumbs
next
off
time.
at this point. Jeez.
Oh god, I even wound it around. Anyway, and then you just, you want to just get to know them.
Yeah.
You
gotta.
But you gotta cut the bullshit first.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, then you can generally relax a little bit.
I back when. This is definitely Tinder. There was this chick from Nana Goon, cool place. Almost died there. Almost crashed my motorbike into a tree.
Oh my god, is that in Victoria?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's down here, like Anyway, Nana Goon.
Never heard of it, but anyway, continue.
And so, like, it was the perfect date.
Yeah.
Going to a festival, some sort of Triple J unearthed.
Oh yeah, cool.
And some sort of festival in St Kilda.
Sounds like my vibe.
Yeah, and I was really like, yeah, actually,
You're like,
we're complete opposites.
Yeah.
Some
indie bullshit.
Loser Triple J thing. Yeah, that sounds cool. Tell me if you do it was on.
I was probably there.
But I was taking a chance, and lucky me, chick from Nana Goon, she had brown mousy hair.
Yeah.
She was fine. But her friends, they'd been dating for like ages. I think they had like 5 kids or something. It was a lot. Like, there was her, normal, and there was her entourage, which was like a dude. You know what steampunk is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like steampunk
Good Lord.
with a cape.
Oh god.
A cape.
Far out.
A cane.
Oh.
And
You're
a
killing
leather
me.
top hat.
Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
he
God.
And he wore Converse Chucks with it just to top it off.
Good
I
Lord.
love how they don't commit to the bit, Anyway, so they were
Right.
totally normal.
Totally.
but they were from some like Christian school out in the sticks or something.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, I hope these guys don't like smoke or something, or And we were going through, and because I was like such an innocent kid at the time,
Yeah.
like we were running through a crowd, and like it was like one of those, what's that movie, like The Perks of Being a Wallflower, where it's all like ethereal.
Yeah.
And, we're trying to get through a crowd. She's like, here, take my hand, and she's pulling me through the crowd. I'm like, oh my god, this is like a moment. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Just stupid.
Yeah.
And eventually, I don't know, like I think someone was smoking some of the reefer.
Yeah.
And they all went, what I would do in a situation like that wasn't really, I was just smoke averse.
Yeah.
Have some lung things. I don't want to be aggravating,
Yeah.
So I would normally just like go hold my breath or breathe as little as possible and step away.
Yeah.
They said, oh, someone's smoking drugs, and they all cover their nose and cover their mouth and like they duck away as if they're running from Seraphim gas.
God.
And I'm like, I love the fact that they don't smoke.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird though.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten everything I got everything I wanted.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Right.
Anyway, so glanced over that. Rest of the thing was going well. Eventually it went to sunset, kissing on the beach, you know. I've taken my shoes off. I'm wading in the water.
Yes.
Wave comes, almost knocks us both in. Somehow or another, I can hold us both up with one of my arms and save the whole thing. And she was like, that was so romantic. The girl had a sharp tongue. She had a sharp tongue.
Wow.
I haven't kissed a billion people in my life.
Yes.
But I figure...
Oh, God.
Tongues are meant to have a certain amount of softness to them.
No, I know what you mean. That's why I'm cringing right now.
You do.
I know
I've only ever come across it once.
Yeah. No. I've come across it once, and once was enough.
It really is.
It really is. But not only was mine sharp, it was like darting in and out.
That's, yeah.
Oh my God, she did the darting.
Were we kissing the same person?
Oh my God.
It was just so...
Isn't it disgusting?
It felt violent.
Yes.
Like I was getting...
Oh my God, I know exactly what you mean. It is
Who are these people?
horrendous. They just should not. Like, and you kind of, because it's so violent and aggressive, you kind of just, you're in shock.
It is.
So you kind of can't move because they're like darting, like in and out, coming for you.
Mm.
And so you've just got to take it until it's over. It's like a roller coaster ride. It really is.
Yeah.
You just got to wait it out.
Yeah. And yeah. This is crazy that you've had that same experience. That's wild. Because it ruined the whole thing, and I was just so out of it.
Well, you can't. There's no room for you to do anything in return. You literally, your mouth is just open, and you just
like
kind of like, what is going on right now?
Swords where they go.
Yes. Yes.
On guard.
Yes. Anywho.
Yes, that was a Tinder date.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they later got into a multi-level marketing scheme and tried to get me to sign up. I did not.
Wow, that took a turn.
It did.
That took a turn.
It did.
Wow. Okay.
Do
you find
that
like
isogenics BS?
No, you don't. Oh my God, I can't. One of those like pyramid scheme things.
Yeah, multi-level marketing. It's not technically a pyramid scheme because we're exchanging a product for cash.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right. Well.
Don't you love those Facebook messages out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come to a meeting?
Yeah. Love your content. Oh my God. Love what you're doing. By the way,
I have an exciting business opportunity. You can get it now on the ground floor.
Yeah.
And
oh God.
Awful.
Yeah. How would you like to be your own manager? How would you like to have financial freedom?
That's awful.
Oh God. But yeah, so I want to know, do you reckon there's one platform that outdoes the others? For me, it was Bumble. I had very positive experiences on Bumble, not so positive on Tinder.
I think Plenty of Fish was. Well, it depends. I mean, like, Tinder's different depending on what country you're in. If you're in a Western country, it's like.
Would you ever pay for it?
What are we talking about here?
Like you can pay for it, and it like opens you up to the whole world, not just.
Are you talking about paying?
The app, for paying for the app.
All right.
Because you know how it's free.
Yeah, I paid for it once. Hated it.
Did
It sucked.
you?
The best thing about Tinder was you would swipe like mad and it'd say, "That's all you have for today," and you'd be like, "I know that's now over."
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem today. On TikTok, you can just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
If you only had a certain amount per day and you were done, you'd be like, "That's done now."
I feel like if you
Get
pay for the app and it opens you up to the entire world and you still can't find someone, that's tough.
Well, you used to be able to, and I think you could. I think one time I paid and I I think I did Russia. I think it was years after the whole Russia thing. I'm like, I wonder if this
You're
translated
really
to
into
Russia.
Russians.
Yeah, at the time I was.
Okay.
At the time I was. I think it was in that documentary where this dude was sitting on the couch and he didn't even say anything, and like this really cool Russian chick or whatever just looked totally like just like a regular person.
Yeah.
She got up, got him like a glass of water with like a bit of ice in it. He didn't even say anything. Didn't even ask, didn't gesture, didn't make a noise, didn't go, "Ugh." She just got him a glass of water. I'm like, I want that. I want that. That just seems nice. And who doesn't want a refreshing glass of water with some ice in it?
Without even asking.
Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
In the end, I think that particular clip, she didn't speak English and the dude was actually quite cruel to her. So kind of ruined the whole experience.
Oh,
but it was the idea at the time.
Yes.
And I think previously I've spoken about how someone didn't eat their dinner and they kept it in the oven with mine.
Yes.
And then I don't know, it seemed to resonate with that a little bit.
Yes.
It was just such a nice gesture. It's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you're on Tinder in like the Philippines or something. It's like all of a sudden you're on easy mode. Like you get I couldn't swipe right all day because my phone would be buzzing all day.
Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy. I had to be like, all right, I guess I have to do this for real for the first time in my life.
Yeah. Wow.
Doing a lot of so different countries, people, different swipes.
Well, I have a friend who it opened her up to the whole world, and she went on a few dates, but I mean nothing ever like.
Did she travel there?
Even though they're different countries and stuff, it's still like the stories ended the same way as if she was dating here. Like it really doesn't matter where you are, what country you're in. Like I feel like if there's going to be a connection, there's going to be a connection. You can't deny it.
I think you're correct.
Right? Doesn't matter what country you're in, men, ladies. Doesn't matter.
But I think that's indicative of a few things. I mean, like for instance, you can do like a social media post and spend a lot of time on it, and no one looks at it. Or you could spend like 3 seconds on a social media post that's got no context, no one knows what the hell's going on, it's poorly explained, and it just goes mega viral. And it's like, I think it's not how much time you spend worrying about whatever. You just got to flip that coin a few times and then go, oh, actually this works great. Because I don't think you can really know someone on a profile. No. You can't really know someone on
No. And you can't know someone after like just 3 dates.
Yeah. It's important.
It takes effort.
Well, speaking of effort, that's all the effort I want to put into the regular content for this season. That's the end of regular content for this season. Oh my god. 'Tis the sneezing to be sneezing. Achoo to you and you and you.
That was lovely.
Let's get on with that.
Thank you for that serenade.
Thank you. It's not as good as your... we'll get you singing the Australian anthem on here next.
Oh, yeah.
We should open season 2 with you singing the with both of us singing the Australian anthem.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if anybody would want to particularly hear that.
They weren't tuning in. They'll be tuning out now.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, guys, if you want to support the thing, get more seasons or sneezens like this. That was loud. Sign up to the patron.
Yep.
Really appreciate you there. We get the creamulum content, which is coming up just about now. Let's play that outro music, and we'll see you at season 2, which is going to be in March, April.
Because
Don't
March
be a
is
fool.
Almost over.
Subscribe to that podcast.
Don't be a fool.
I hate that. Awful. Bad.
Don't be a loser.
What a loser.
We don't want our listeners to be losers.
You took that personal. All right. It's been like an hour, so.
Okay.
On to the premium content.
Woo!
Oh.
What a night.
It's been a long one.
You know what, Lockie?
Tell me.